And welcome to this week's exciting edition of your favorite program, Yilungelo Lakho. It's your right. We are live on SABC 1 eMzansi for sure. Mbukelekile amavili amabili adlulile phela besixoxa ngeindaba zemshado ehlukene kanye nemithetho eyilawulayo phela lemshado. And due to your overwhelming response to our topic, sithi namhlanje ke sibhekisisa ukuthi umthetho uwavikela kanjani amalungelo alabo abashade ngesintu. Uma ke sekuhlukwana zihlukaniswa kanjani zona impahla, imali kanye nokunye. Asingene shiqe odabeni lethu namhlanje mbukeli, you can call us on 011-714-5958 or 011-714-6778. Email us consumer@sabc.co.za. Uma ngcono sumajali uthi sanibonene emakhaya, asingene endabeni yethu namhlanje. The informal separation of couples married through customary law is a common phenomenon in South Africa, and often it is abantu besimame who are at the receiving end, as many lack understanding of the implications of lemishado, let alone how to assert their rights uma izinto sebheda. One Rudaport woman married through tradition wants the High Court now to confirm her marital status and her right to claim in her late husband's estate. Yebo mbukela sizukuthi amalungelo alabo abashade ngesintu afana kanjani namalungelo alabo abanomshado wesilungu abafazi bamaphepha. Ake sizonala udaba.
Umhlomkhulu odibanisa amakhaya amabini neyokozela iziyono nochulumanco. Into ephambili nebalulekileyo iyokuba akhondo iphansi kwelanga iyakohlula udibanise ezintsapho.
And I know that I deserve what is rightfully mine.
Eliqiyazana lithi lalikholelwa njalo ngelixala lesiwa emzini njengomakoti. Ngoko liya ezinkundleni zamatyala. Lifuna inkundla itsho ngokwayo ukuba umshado walo ingaba usemthethweni na.
I didn't really expect that. We love each other. We loved our family. He loves his mother. You know, I didn't really expect this. You know, I mean, when you marry into someone's family, you accept them to take you as a daughter. He was a son to my mother and father. So by his death, there shouldn't be this rival between us for the assets, for just for money. It should actually be a continuation of embracing one another, of loving one another, not fighting for the assets. You know, I should actually be the one that say, "Mommy, what are you going to do with this? What do you want to do with this? Can I give you this? Let's see what we can do." Not this fighting, not this court. This court is totally not necessary.
Intsusa mabandla indlela wayitshate ngayo. Watshata isintu kwabe kuphelele apho. Ekuhambeni kwethuba waba nelishwa lokuswelekelwa ngumyeni wakhe. Ngokomthetho xa kunjalo, izinto zomyeni kumele ziwele kowakwakhe. Kodwa akwenzeki njalo.
I'm doing this interview because I want women to know that if you are married in customary law marriage, you are entitled to your inheritance of your husband. What brings me here is that my husband passed away last year in August the 20th, and my in-laws are now fighting me for the inheritance of my husband. They took his car, they took the house, they took everything. They feel now that he's gone, those things belong to them, and I, as a wife, have nothing to say about it.
Eliqiyazana likhalezela ucela uncedo kummeli ophatha imiba imitshato eyenziwe ngesiko lwesintu, Thafari Mukwani. Uthi abantu abaninzi banempazamo yokulibala ukubhalisa imitshato yabo kwa-Home Affairs. Okamukwani uthi nakubeni ukubhaliswa komtshato wesintu ngesinyanzeliso, kodwa uyakuzisola mhla kuvela ingxaki efana nale.
The Recognition of Customary Marriages Act, in particular Section 4(9), says non-registration does not invalidate the marriage. But the challenge is going to be proof wherever I go.
In what form?
You said I'm married, where is proof that you're married? So that's the reason why we're before court, because if you don't have the proof, you don't have the certificate, unlike civil marriages when somebody have registered. This one, if you don't have proof, it's very difficult for you to say I'm married when you don't have proof.
Uthi umthetho lamaxesha akho nto oyithanda njengento ayibhalwe phansi. Injongo yakhe ukuba inkundla ingqinelana nabo khona ukuze eligqiyazana likwazi ukufumana ilifa lomyeni walo. Ulumkisa uluntu ukuba malungayithathi lula into yokubhaliswa komtshato wesintu kuba ungadibana nengxaki eyakuba nzima uphuma kuyo xa nawe ukule meko.
They still think that there is no piece of legislation that's called Recognition of Customary Marriages Act. They think that this legislation does not exist. Most people, they get actually shocked. And most people, they think that because they did not sign with any wife, they can also go and sign with a civil law wife. So if a situation whereby somebody leave maybe KZN, having paid lobol and done everything and to a customary law wife, they come to Johannesburg, they go and sign with somebody. And that person that they sign with, they stay with him for 10, 15 years. What it actually means that the wife that you have met in Johannesburg is not your wife. Your proper wife is there in KZN.
Wena awuziboni ugaxeleka kule meko? Ingaba zeziphi ezinye izinto okufuneka uziseyiso ukuze uphephe? Kuvuyisile Mdoda, Yilungelo Lakho.
Manje ke mbukela ukukhuluma kabanzi ngodaba lethu. Asamukela ivakashi zethu namhlanje. We're very pleased to have ubaba Petrus Khumalo umntungwa yena ke ongummeli ohlangana nathi lapha ku Skype. Siphinde futhi samukela umani samkhumbula umam Juliana Socikwa. Niyamazi ke yena ungummeli kanti futhi she is a divorce expert. Lady and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Ngiyanibingelela.
Siyabonga ngokusamkela ohlelweni leli lungelo lakho siyababingelela nababukeli kuzo zonke indawo abakuzo.
Mntungwa sakubingelela nsizwa.
Yebo, thank you very much and good afternoon to your listeners.
All right, Ma'am Juliana, maybe let's start with you. You were with us ngalesikhathi sikhuluma ngale mshado ehlukene about 2 weeks ago, and the overwhelming response njengoba ngisho ku-intro yami ukuthi people wanted to now find out ukuthi kwenzakalani, like umthetho uthini mase siza kulesi kule mshado yesintu. So I want you to quickly comment on that insert ukuthi how often are cases ezinjena that you deal with on a daily basis, ma?
I-cases ezinjengalezi zikhona zibakhona exesheni elininzi but aziye zihambele kude ngoba abantu bakhona bavele baphelelwe ngamandla kukuthi abajonganga imigaqo yazi ukuthi before bangene kuyo kumele benze njani okanye ukuze babe bakuyo bangene njani, like i-customary marriages. Kwi-customary marriages or ngelinye igama ngesintu imitshato yesiko nezithethe zakwantu ethi ukuze ibe khona kudibane amalungu osapho adlane indlebe ngaba bantu abazokuzimanya nabo babe khona kube nesivumelwano and then bathi ukuthi bafuna ukuzimanya omnye ufuna ukuba ipart ye-family le yomyeni and exesheni elininzi i-requirement ye-age bayaqualifya for yona bana 18. Xa bengena 18 funeka abazali babo babavumele ukuthi bangatshata and nabo fanele abo batshatayo babe bavumelene and then kufanele ingxoxo nesiko zizi-observe and then kube nemibhiyozo. So if kuna some of the things ezingakhange zibe zizi-observe then umtshato awubikho valid but i-requirement yokuthi kumele ube urejistiwe yona ayenza ukuthi umtshato ungabikho valid, ungaba valid even if awuregisterishwanga but kumele ifamily zidibane ezaba bantu abafuna utshata and then kuvunyelwana ukuthi kuyatshatwa and then kube if kunamalobolo kuyalotyolwa xa wengekho awekho it's not a major requirement and then kubelekwe phambili.
Okay. All right, Mtungwa, maybe on your side, very quickly, what do you make of the insert stories gama? I mean, baningi, I'm sure abantu abangazi ukuthi mangabe ukhokha amalobola kusho ukuthi mhlawumbe izinto kumele igcine lapho, even though uyasho umthetho ukuthi noma mase kwakhishwa nje amalobolo lo mshado loyo it's already valid.
And yinkinga abantu abayibonayo kwamanje, especially esikhathini samanje. Amalobolo wona wodwa akusikuthi umuntu ushadile kodwa fanele kube ne-celebration and nokuthi kuphumelela phambili futhi. Kodwa izinto ezenzakalayo manje uthola umuntu ushadile emakhaya afike eJohannesburg emakhaya ushade in terms of customary and then afike eJoburg ashade in terms of a civil marriage. Angazi ukuthi umshado lo oshadayo khona lapho eJoburg ashada nomunye umuntu ohlukile ukuthi kunama implications kanjani and ile nto le esibatshela yona abantu mabeza kithi ama-clients yaba-advise ukuthi mawushada in terms of customary law, make sure ukuthi you register that marriage, because if akuna-proof and manje muvela phambili-ke uthola ukuthi kuba nomfazi osibili and then kuba nenkinga khona lapho ukuthi ubani umfazi in terms of ilaw, umuphi umthetho omrecognizayo, umuphi ongamrecognize.
Urecognize bani vele Mdungu umthetho mekunjalo? Urecognize lo mama waseGoli noma lo wasemakhaya in that situation?
Okay. Because umshado wasemakhaya awuregisteranga, right? Mawuzofika ushade eGoli ungana proof, uya Home Affairs izoregister umshado loyo. Kodwa umshado lo wakudala lo wasemakhaya lo umfazi uzobuya maybe umyeni sekashonile azofuna ukuthatha ifa, and then kuba nengxabano lapho ngokuthi in terms of i-Civil Marriage Act ya recognize umshado, or in terms of the Civil Marriage Act, I say, where in terms of the Civil Marriage Act, umshado, mawushade in terms of the Civil Marriage Act, mazoshada futhi nomuntu ohlukile, in terms of customary, it's unrecognized. But now the one that is proof, which is the civil marriage, is going to be the one that is recognized, which has proof. The other one, ngavela nomuntu ongashadanga naye athi ushade nawe, kodwa kuzoba nzima ukuthi uyiprove. And masiye court, a court is not about what you can say, but it's all about what you can prove.
Absolutely.
So
all right, Ma'am Juliana, maybe let's backtrack a little bit. Maybe let's gain some clarity on umehluko between civil and customary marriages, ma.
Okay, ma'am. I-customary marriage njengoba uKhumalo sekachazile, kuba nezingxoxo inkulumiswano ifamily zoyi-2 eyo ekasisi nekabhuti ziyadibana zivumelane uba thina as ifamily siyachatiselana, and then kube nemibhiyozo, and then njengoba uKhumalo sechilo within 3 months labo abazimanyileyo baya eHome Affairs bayoregisterisha umshado wabo, bahamba nama-witness wabo and then ne-members ze-family. Uba ngaba ikhona incwadi yamalobolo as proof, nayo bangahamba nayo. And then kwi-civil marriages, i-civil marriages, it's i-agreement between abantu ababini abachadayo. But ngokohlobo esiyazi ngalo kuqalwa ngamalobolo, but it's not a requirement for ukuthi i-civil marriage irecognizwe. Niyavumelana ukuthi ama-parties ayavumelana ukuthi sifuna ukuzimanya ngeqhina lomshado, and then bayahamba baye Home Affairs ngedate abavumelene ngayo kanye abayinikiwe eHome Affairs, and then if baya-qualify ngokwasemthethweni i-age iyabavumela, and then kunama-witnesses akhona for ukusayina ngemini yomshado, bayakwazi ukuchata. And then kuzo zombini i-customary union eregistiweyo ne-civil marriage, if nifuna ukwenza i-antenuptial contract kuzo zoyi-2 niyayenza i-antenuptial contract, but ke ngoku kwi-civil marriage xa sowuzimanye ngayo awukwazi as indoda. Abafazi, of course, we don't get married kaninzi, but xa uzimanye nge-civil marriage awukwazi uphinde ufune ukutshata nge-customary marriage. And then xa utshate nge-customary marriage uyakwazi uphinde uthathe omnye umfazi nge-customary marriage, or uyakwazi ukuthi lo mtshato obuzimanye ngawo nge-customary marriage ujike ube converted to i-civil marriage.
Okay.
And then nenze ne-antenuptial contract le ebeninoyenza naxa benitshate nge-civil marriage. And then xa kwi-customary marriage uyakwazi futhi nophinda ungene kwenye i-customary marriage, utata uphinde afumane omnye unkosikazi kwange-customary union, but aqala. Okay, ma'am.
Yes. No. Ma'am Juliana, we're going to continue because you're making a very valid point there. And besides, we can't marry kaning. There's a topic of discussion here, polyandry, that is currently taking Umzansi by storm.
Yes.
So ngathi ama discussions lapho abantu bakithi ukuthi ngathi nathi kuzothiwa phela singashada namadoda awu5. Kodwa ke hey lo nkulumo inzima kakhulu. Mbukeli, we're going to take a very quick ad break. Sicela usithinte 0117145958, alternatively 714 714-677-8. consumer@sabc.co.za. Yilungelo Lakho will be back. Sikhuluma ngemshado yesintu namalungelo akho. Ungayi ndawo. Bogeli, welcome back. Ubheke Ilungelo Lakho live here on SABC 1 eMzansi for sure. Namhlanje mbukeli sikhuluma ngemshado yesintu nokuthi wena uvikeleke kanjani phansi komthetho esinawo la eNingizimu Afrika. Ingcingo zethu ke they are open. Ungabamba iqhaza ngokuthi ushale ku 0117145958, alternatively 0117146778. Ungasithumela email ku consumer@sabc.co.za and ungasithinta futhi lapha ku Facebook. Mbukeli, my guest today umama Juliana Socikwa, she's an attorney as well as a divorce expert, alongside Umtungwa Ubabu Petrus Khumalo, who's an attorney as well as a legal writer. All right, Ma'am Juliana, before you were explaining something very relevant in terms of in relation to imshado yabantu, particularly between civil and customary. Asiqhubeke ma labesiqede khona.
Okay, bendisathi kwimitshato ye-customary union nayo njengakwi-civil as uba nitshatile niyakwazi ukuzenzela i-antenuptial contract. But ke ngoku into eyenzekayo xa ngaba utata mhlawumbi uzofuna ukuthatha unkosikazi wesibini, obviously izinto ebenivumelene ngazo, that is ukuthi i-property yenu kuzoba kanje ngayo, kuzomele kube notshintsho ngoba kukho le member ye-family ezawuba added, in other words umama wesibini. So into ezakwenzeka fanele kube nesivumelwano between as parties, sekunomama abayi-2 notata, ukuthi sizokwenza kanjani ngezinto ebesinazo kulo mtshato wethu. And then in the event that kungenwa nakomnye umtshato wesibini we-customary union, nalapho fanele kube nesivumelwano if kwenziwa i-division ye-joint estate, I mean ye-estate.
Yes.
If say for instance bekunesivumelwano esikhona, then kuzokwabiwa izinto and then kube nesivumelwano sokuthi kulo mtshato omtsha izinto zethu sizozihandlisha kanjani i-properties zethu. And then loo nto ii-parties ezivumelana kuyo eso sivumelwano kumele sihambe siyoconfirma ecourt, senziwe i-order of i-court, kwamkelwa esi spouse esitsha nokuthi these are going kuzaba zivumelwane zethu ukuthi i-property yethu izosebenza kanje xa kunokwenzeka sohlukane, whether sohlulwa kukufa okanye yi-divorce, izinto zethu zizokwenzeka kanje. Yes. And then elinye futhi iphuzu endifuna ukulitsho is that kulo mtshato xa ngabe sowuzimanyile nge-customary union awukwazi ukungena ku-civil, instead ungena ku-customary union wesibini. And xa uku-civil awukwazi ukungena ku-custom, you remain there. And then kule customary union notata akavele avele nje sekathi nangumfazi wesibini, kuba ne-consultations, kuthethathethwane, and then umama lo sekakhona naye avume kwenzela ukuthi kube nobudlelwane xa ngaba lo mama omtsha seyekhona. And then umama naye lo sekakhona kwi-customary union une-right yokungavumi xa ingafuni, but xa ingavumi exesheni elininzi kuye kube mhlambi iphelele kwi-divorce. Then utata ke if uyaqhubeleka nalo mfazi omtsha aqhubeleke naye. But this recognition of Customary Marriages Act ayithethi into nge-consent efumanekayo kumama, iyatsho nje ukuthi utata uvumelekile ukuthi angaphinde athathe. And then kwicase kaMayelane indaba ye-consent yona bake bayivelela kancinci ukuthi isivumelwano sona kuyafuneka kube nothethathethwana. Umama lo seyekhona ayazi ukuthi kuzotshatwa avumelane avumelane nale action umyena afuna uyithatha yokuthatha unkosikazi wesibini. And nakulo mtshato we-custom niyakwazi ukwenza i-antenuptial contract nitsho ukuthi i-antenuptial contract yenu iza kuhamba kanjani xa ningene emtshatweni ningene ninezi zinto and then nifuna ukuthi zabiwe kanjani xa ngaba aniyifakanga nayo but niyakwazi ukuyi-involva nayo njengomtshato we-civil union.
Awesome.
Umahluko is that utata une-choice yophinda athathe kwi-customary union but kwi-civil civil union chatile awukwazi uphinda uthathe omnye umfazi.
Khethile, thank you so much ma for clarifying that. Mtungwa, ake siqhubeke lana. I mean, while kulelo phuzu lele elibekwa umama Socikwa, there is currently a royal case that's in the spotlight where the first wife is actually taking legal steps to prove her claim to ama assets alo baba lo. How common are these disputes? Because this is another thing engifuna sikhulume Mtungwa. Umama uyasho lapho ukuthi wathwalwa, wathathwa, wahanjiswa, wathwalwa, wafaka emshadweni. We know ukuthi these things happen emakhaya, and sometimes they still continue to happen. So in that instance and that context, kwenzakalani?
Okay, uqala sinoqala ngalena sikhuluma ngayo leyo imentionile ukuthi ebukhosini kunenkinga nyane yenzakalayo kwamanje. Ukuthi into engakutshela yona ukuthi in terms of i-Civil Marriages Act, if ushadile and then wangena futhi komunye umshado customary or whether civil, it's the other consequent marriages, they are invalid. In fact, they are not recognized by law until you divorce and then futhi ngena kuqala phansi ungena customary. In customary, you can take as many wives as you want. But when it comes to civil, you are allowed to marry only one.
As many wives as you want, Mtungwa. Mtungwa, uyibambe lapho. Let me quickly take our first caller because Ubabu Ephraim has been holding on the line and then we'll get back to iphuzu lakho. But Ephraim, all the way in Rudaport, siyakwamukela nsizwa ohlelweni, singakusiza kanjani namhlanje?
Ngiyabonga mama, kunjani?
Ngiyaphila nsizwa, unjani wena?
Ngiyaphila mama. Ngicela ukubuza lapha kubontata uMtungwa lapha ukuthi if ever ngikumshado we-civil marriage.
Yebo baba.
But nangu sengifuna ukuthathwa unkosikazi sosibili ngoba ngiyezwa kuthiwa ngizohlala kilapha ku-civil.
Yebo.
So if ever mina nonkosikazi enginaye siyavumelana ukuthi ngifuna ukuthatha unkosikazi sosibili. So manje siqale si-divorce okuqala bese manje sizongena kule customary marriage ukuthi i-right na masiyeza ngalolu hlobo noma kufuneka ukuthi kwenzeke kanjani ukuthi se-accommodate the second wife.
Hawu, Babu Ephraim usuthatha unkosikazi wesibili ngikhona mina ungakangithathi. Okay, yithi ngibuza uMtungwa lapha baba ngicela siyabonga kakhulu ngombuzo wakho. Ngicela ulalele lapho kumabona kude wakho. Mtungwa uyamuzwa uBabu Ephraim lapho uyakhala uthi hayi cha ngeke. Uyezwa kuthiwa kwi-civil kuthiwa ukhethile. Uthi yena ke ulapho kodwa hayi sekuyala phela sekudingeka umajali or omunye umakoti manje endlini. Uthi kusetshenzwa kanjani yini ekumele ayenze?
La ubaba Ephraim kumele yazi ukuthi ungenile civil marriage.
Yeah.
Uthi kumele dissolve marriage lona loyo existayo and then manje akwazi ukuyenza izinto in terms of the Customary Marriages Act. The subsequent marriage if uzofuna ukungena ku customary marriage, another one it's invalid, it's not recognized by law.
Okay.
But he has to dissolve this current one and then enter into a customary marriage. And then manje ilana umama so sicabe kahle ukuthi if afuna ukuthatha umunye umfazi aka make sure ukuthi uye court uya apply ukuthi bazokwazi ukurestructure i current marital property regime in order to accommodate the second spouse.
Oh, so bakhona ukuyenza enkantolo leyo nto Mtungu ukuthi uhambe njengobaba njengobesho ukuthi he is currently in the civil marriage. So uyakhona ukuthi aye enkantolo without dissolving lo mshado akuwona ukuthi ahambe mhlawumbe enza ama adjustments. It's not possible.
No, it's not possible. In terms civil marriage has to be dissolved first. Mela divorce.
Okay.
Qala kahle. Phansi manje uthatha umfazi uqala.
All right.
Uqala umelwano kuba ne-consent and then manje bazokwazi ukuya e-court kahle i-court manje ba-applyele bayenza i-application ukuthi ba-restructure i-marital property regime ukuthi bazo-allow second spouse ukuthi naye if it happens ukuthi once the male passes away ukuthi azokwazi ukuthola i-portion yakhe ukuthi ashonile
Yebo,
yazi ukuthi bazolenza.
All right, Mtung. All right, let's leave it there for now. Babu Ephraim, insizwe ngathi ziyakubhedela. Kuthiwa kuzomela lo mshado lo okuwona kwamanje kumele uqale udissolve baba, which means kuzomela iqale kuhlukwane. Angazi ukuthi kobe sekusebenzeka kanjani ukuthi niphinde futhi makuukuthi umama usamthanda nisafuna uqhubeka nizoqala phansi nishade. Ngithembe baba ukuthi ngempela usizakele lapho. Let me quickly take Elsie all the way from Davidton on the line. Ma'am Elsie, thank you so much for staying on the line. Singakusiza kanjani namhlanje?
Okay, ngiyanibulisa.
Siyakubulisa nathi ma.
Kusho ukuthi mina ngashada ngo-1989.
Yes.
So
Umshado onjani sithanda sami?
Umshado in committee of property sasayina
Home Affairs. Okay.
Yeah. So sahlukana sinobaba kodwa zange sahlala soyi-2 endaweni eyi-1.
Yes.
Kodwa zange sidivorce.
Okay.
Manje kwaya-ke kwahamba isikhathi ubaba kuthe ngo-2019 washona.
Yes.
Manje makashona kanjalo mina ngiye ngaya eHome Affairs ngiyobuza ukuthi ngoba sishade umshado wempahla ehlangene akukho mina engikutholayo na.
Yes.
Mangifika lapha eHome Affairs bathi kimi mama even na ku computer wena awusaveli.
Hayibo, bathi isizathu saloko yini mama Elsie?
Bathi mina azange ngavuselela isitifiketi somshado kusho ukuthi ngangiphethe lesitifiketi sephepha elimhlophe.
Okay.
Bathi na ku computer awukho awuveli indawo. So ngoba ukuthi ngiyahamba ke ngoba azange ngisazi ukuthi ngizoncedakala kanjani.
So bagcina bethe manje so you couldn't claim anything ma because bathi lapho vele awusaveli na kwi system.
Bathi angisaveli na ku system mina azange ngivuselela isitifiketi kodwa isitifiketi ngisiphethe lesona lesesimhlophe esibhale.
Sis Elsie ongitshele ubaba men divorce naye okay you said you never officially divorced but na separate. Wathatha omunye umfazi.
Wathatha omunye umfazi kodwa lo mfazi uthi zangamshade zangamlobola ngoba wayeweza la ekhaya wangitshela ukuthi yena akakamshada akakamloboli.
Oh okay. All right Ntokazi. Okay, so very quickly sikusize kanjani ke Ntokazi?
Mina bengicela ukubuza ukuthi njengoba bathe Home Affairs mina ngifana nomuntu ongakashadi kuza kanjani kanjalo kusho ukuthi even if vele azange ngize mhlambe ukuthi certificate ziyavuselelwa kusho ukuthi vele bengiphethe iphepha nje lingasebenzi.
Okay. All right. Okay, siyabonga kakhulu Ntokazi. Mama Elsie ulalele lapho kumabona kude wakho sokuphendula emva kwekhefu. Mbukeli asiphinde sisishelele ngasayitolo, call us, email us. Siyabuya emva kwaleli khefu. Welcome back. We're watching Yilungelo Lakho. We're still live here on SABC 1 eMzansi for sure. Mbukeli namhlanje ke sikhuluma ngokuthi imishado yesintu amalungelo akho athini lapho. I do have my guest with me today, Umam Juliana Socikwa. Yena ke she's an attorney as well as a divorce expert alongside Umtongwa Ubabu Pietres Khumalo who's an attorney as well as legal writer. Mbukeli ungashayela ucingo 011 714 6778 or 7145958. consumer@sabc.co.za is our email address, and of course sikhona lapha ku Facebook. All right, Ma'am Juliana, maybe let me give you a question ka Ma'am Elsie. Uzwile udaba lakhe lapha eDavidton. Washada in 1989, community of property, never really divorced, husband separated from her, but abazange benze anything official. Now she wants to find out ukuthi after ubaba passed away, he had already taken another wife. She went to Home Affairs, but mefike Home Affairs kuthiwa she wasn't even on the system. Mesefuna ukuyobheka ukuthi did she have any claims kwi-estate kababa?
Ngiyabonga sisi, umama waseDavidton njengoba sekashilo bekashade ngo-1989 nobaba bechade in community of property.
Yes, ma'am.
And if akunamntu oza ngaphambili othi umama udivorcile ngonyaka also, the fact that marriage certificate yakhe beyisephepheni elimhlophe, it's a valid marriage. It's a valid marriage certificate.
Okay.
She got married in terms of the South African laws. So umshado wakho in community of property entitles her to benefits ekumele ukuthi uyazifumana.
Okay.
So for as long as akunamntu, there's no one othi umama udivorcile, umama is entitled to i-rights zakhe. If angasika illegal advice uzoncedakala because nalo okhona umfazi akathi here is my marriage certificate nditshadile notata. So there's no one actually or challenger i-validity yomtshato wakhe. So she has all the rights to claim whatever belongs to her in terms of umtshato awutshatile no late husband wakhe.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. Ma'am Elsie, I hope ukuthi uyasizakala lapho ntokazi, but you actually do have valid claims towards the estate yomkhwenyana wakho njengoba engazange azashade and akekho umuntu oweze phambili wathi nihlukene. Ungathinta abameli-ke nabo sinabo inamba zabo zizoba khona na kwi-Facebook i-Facebook page yethu. Also nakwilokhuzana ungasibhalela la usibuza ukuthi iy'namba zabo personally zithini. All right, let me quickly take Mpho from Don Park on the line. Mpho, thank you so much for joining us. Yilungelo Lakho today.
Afternoon.
Hi, how are you, Mpho?
I'm great, and yourself?
I'm very well, thank you, Mpho. How can I be of assistance today?
Okay, I was married to my husband in customary marriage.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we never registered it, and this year, early January, he passed away.
Okay.
I only have a letter yamalobolo and nothing else.
Okay.
So I am busy continuing paying for our bond and other things which are under his name. I just need to know what's going to happen and what is it that I need to do to be able to change all this to be under my name.
All right, thank you so much, Mpho. Please stay tuned to your television there. Mtungwa, please take this question. Mpho uyabuza lapho ukuthi wayeshadile abazange bawuregister umshado ngebhadi kubaba ushonile mekuqala lo nyaka, but usaqhubeka ukhokhela zonke izinto ezisendlini amabhondi nani of which is registered under igama lababa. Luckily akachazanga ukuthi mhlawumbe kunama disputes from ifamily or in. So singamsiza kanjani uMpho baba?
Okay. It's unfortunate because these kind of situations, they are very, very, very often, trust me. So I believe we assisted someone who also was experiencing the same issue. Into yenzayo manje makunje ukuthi uphethe ilobola letter. So into fanele uyenze uapply le high court ukuthi uthole a declaratory order stating that you are indeed married to the deceased. And the declaratory order le so order Home Affairs ukuthi recognize umshado loyo. Right? Ma apply le high court fanele uattach ama picture umshado, uattach ne lobola letter and futhi nama supporting affidavits from abantu abadala labo bebakhona during that time to say okay, indeed the customary marriage took place on this day. So once you have that declaratory order, you can go to Home Affairs. Home Affairs, they must ngokuthi yabakompela ukuthi manje fanele bakutholele i-marriage certificate to prove that you guys were married. And then yonke into manje soshadile uyazi ukuthi manje iza ku interstate inheritance. Manje fanele ulande the master of the high court yonke into lena ayishiyile fanele portion gahle in terms of directives or master of the high court.
Okay.
Because now, like I said, interstate succession. So you told 50%, and then the other 50% if one abandona, and then that's how they're gonna split it.
All right.
According to each child portion, and then yena uzotola ishare yakhe khona lapho kule property le abayishiyile, and maybe nama pension fund or whatever that is left. But first, the regulatory order. And it can be
okay. All right, Mtungwa, I lost you there. Maybe let me quickly go to ulokhuzana uMam Juliana Mpho at Don Park. I hope uzwile lapho ntokazi ukuthi bathini. They're saying that you have to apply for a declaratory order in the High Court lapho where they're going to register ilokhuzana, and you attach lo lobola letter, you attach ama affidavits avela from the relatives that were around you when you guys were actually entered into that marriage. So there is a solution there, and uyasho uMtungwa ukuthi uzosizakala. Very quickly, maybe, Ma'am Juliana, how can one go about registering such a union in order to avoid disputes in the end? Masekonakele sekushona ubaba sekudivosiwe kunenkinga.
Njengoba bekashilo uMdungwa ne umama anga-approacha i-Home Affairs if akunamuntu acontesta naye umshado wakhe.
Yes.
Before I high court,
all right, Ma'am Juliana, I'm going to cut you quickly there. Because I am pressed for time. Let's take another quick commercial break. Okay. Bugeli, welcome back. Our participation lines are wide open. Ongithinte la studio 011-714-5958. Alternatively, 011-714-6778. Email address yethu ithi consumer@sabc.co.za. All right, before siye khefini umama Juliana was explaining something. Mama Juliana, ngicela uqhubeke ntokazi before I take uNompumelelo eSoweto. Nompumelelo, I'm going to be with you in a second, okay? Qhubeka ma.
Quickly, sisine, bengithi that declaratory order, sifumana if kune problem Home Affairs, they are not satisfied bufakazi obuze nonkosikazi.
Okay.
Then kusho ukuthi or mhlambi kune dispute. But if there's no dispute and requirements zase Home Affairs have been met, Home Affairs iyayikhupha i-marriage certificate. And then depending on value ye estate, this marriage is now regarded as a customary union, any consequences of umshado or income of property. So if value ye joint estate yabo is less than 250,000, then umama uzoya magistrates court for ukuthi appointwe as estate representative. If the value is more than 250,000, then kufanele approach attorney edila ngama estate. Izomnceda for ukuthi afumane what we call letters of executorship. Yena uya appointwa as executor ukuthi kube nguye ozoboleka izinto zikamfi njengoba sekaswelekile abhadale izikweleti, and then okushiyekile abhadale anikeze abanelungelo lokufumana izinto ngokwasemthethweni, yena nabantwana if bakhona mhlawumbe nabangaphandle bafumane if i-estate iyavuma, because
Okay.
so khumbula ukuthi fanele afumane i-250 or i-child share, but if i-estate incinci konke kushiyeka kuye if akuna will eyenziweyo ngumyeni.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Ma. As always, usinikeza clarity eningi. Elsie, that was still in relation to umbuzo busibuze wona lapha ntokazi. So at least we've given you quite a few pointers and alternatives out to lapho. Let me now take uNompumelelo eSoweto on the line. Nompumelelo, kunjani?
Ngiyaphila kunjani ma?
Ngiyaphila sanda sami. Singakusiza kanjani today?
Ngicela nje ukubuza.
Yebo ma.
Kwakhishwa nje amalobolo ekhaya.
Okay.
And then sahlala ke nobaba zange si-register anything. Unfortunately waseke yashona.
Okay.
So bengicela ukubuza ukuthi ngingenza i-customary marriage na njoba sekeshonile and nceda amalobolo ikhona ofakazi well noma sebashona ama-death certificate akhona yonke into ikhona abanye kodwa bakhona. So what do I do?
Okay. All right.
Unengane eyodwa futhi.
Unengane eyi-1. Okay, abekho abakubangisa ekhaya abathi mhlawumbe ungabi ne-access to izinto ezikababa ngoba kwakukhishwe nje amalobolo kuphela.
Well, noma bekhona abo dadwabo. But abosisi bakhona lo sisi lo wakhona ushadile naye uhlala kwakhe.
Oh, okay. All right, sisiNompumelelo. Ithi ngilahlele kumntungwa leyo awulalele lapho kumabona kude wakho. Mntungwa, awusize lapha nsizwa ngathi it's very similar to ulokhuzana that we had Umpho earlier on.
Yes, definitely similar. Like umama usocika ayibeke kahle ukuthi you can either we are high court, we are a Home Affairs, you apply a certificate. When there is a dispute, when someone says ukuthi hayi anshadanga, you're not allowed to access to thathe impahla lezo zomyeni loshonile. Ilapho manje uyise high court, and then finally high court ikhiphe i-declaratory order to state that indeed you were married to the deceased. And then manje uzoyithatha from that point. Like I said, there's a lobola letter, and then futhi yakhombisa ukuthi lana nanoma ngamisanga ukuthi mayelana ikhuluma kahle ukuthi uthathe umakoti umsuse kibo umyise carbon daughter access a requirement manje. So in certain cases, as long as there is some sort of celebration and ilobola ikhishiwe, uthola umuntu ukuthi ushadile in terms of customary.
Yeah.
The only thing that's missing is just the proof, and that's the marriage certificate. And the marriage wasn't registered, unfortunately.
Mom Juliana, maybe I guess clearly, man, on this issue. A lot of people are then saying, because we've been hearing this narrative, ukuthi mawushadile customary marriage, noma ungayirejistanga iyona, it is valid. So a lot of people are now saying, what purpose does then registering a customary marriage serve if it is, after all, valid?
It's important ukuthi umshado uregisterishwe because yenza umsebenzi ube lula. Uprova nge-marriage certificate ukuba bowutshadile no tata. So yenza nokuthi xa ngaba kwenzeka something, let's say kuba nelishwa utata uyahamba, kuba nendawo ofuna unkqonkqoza kuzo. Let's say utata ebesebenza emsebenzini for ukuthi bakumamele, especially if akhonto ze-provident fund apho bowufakwe as i-beneficiary, baye ba-insiste on i-marriage certificate depending on i-rules ze-trust or leyo pension fund. But it makes your case easy because ufika une-certificate, every place that you go to uveza a certificate. A master's, your case is always easy. Your reporter khona bayabuza ukuthi utshadile, then you show inantsika i-marriage certificate yakho. So it's very, very important ukuthi imishado mayiregisterishwe, singalindi kuze kwenzeke izinto ezinje kube khona siphakamayo. But it's not a train smash. You can always do it na after. Kodwa into ebalekile ukuthi yenze ngoku saphila. Umshado uregisterishwa within 3 months nisonge i-negotiations nemibhiyozo. But kuloko kunjalo ayisho ukuthi xa ungaregisterishwanga u-invalid. It's still valid, but let's just do the right thing.
From the start,
custom,
yes. Okay.
From the start. And
okay,
then
Mam Julian.
Also the advice.
Mam Julian, ithi ngikubambe lapho Ntokazi soqhubeka naleyo mpendulo futhi emva kwaleli ikhefu. Mbukeli uyezwa ke lapho ukuthi kubalekile ukuthi uhambe uyiregister lo mshado noma ngathi wakhishwa amalobolo, ngoba lezi inkinga lezi esikhuluma ngazo namhlanje would not arise if kuukuthi everything was done accordingly. Uyasho Mam Julian ukuthi within 3 months sekushadiwe kumele umshado uregister. All right, asithathe ikhefu lethu lokugcina ke mbukeli, siyahlangana uma sesibuya ezitolo. Ukhumbule ukuthi usifonele nazi number escreenini, usendele ama-email. We're back shortly after this. It is our final segment. Ukhumbulu sengasifonela la e-studio. Those numbers 011-714-5958, alternatively 714-6778, consumer@sabc.co.za. My guest today, Mam Juliana Songwekwa, alongside Babu Petrus Umtungwa Ukhumalo. Sikhuluma ngokuthi ke wena mawushade ngesintu athina amalungelo akho. Mam Juliana, very quickly ngicela urepe your final answer ma, because I want to take some Facebook messages here. Kunembuzo abantu abafuna ukuyibuza.
Okay, ukugqibezela sisi, umshado xa uregisterishwa kwenza lula nasebantwaneni, ngoba abantwana if uya ne-ID yakho as umama uyoregisterisha umntana e-Home Affairs, bathatha i-surname ekwi-ID yakho, whether i-surname yasemtshatweni or ayasemtshatweni, but it's assumed ukuthi if utshadile lo surname kuzobe kuye yomyeni wakho. So yenza izinto zibe easy for abantwana. Abantwana ba-assume i-surname katata, and xa ngaba nitshadile akho sidingo sobulanda utata aphe khona. Uzoproducer i-marriage certificate, here's my ID, here's my marriage certificate, and then kube easy. So to wrap up, I would I'd like to advise all the women out there and also abo baba ukuthi it's not only for i-advantage yabo mama, it's for i-benefit yabo baba nabantwana, wonke umuntu involved kulo mshado uyabenefita kule ndaba yokuthi umshado mawuregisterishwe, and to avoid ingxabano unnecessary ne-families.
Absolutely.
I think let's just get used to it ukuthi umshado, whether customary or by civil, it has to be registered.
Siyabonga ma. Thank you so much. Asithatha umbalenhle all the way in Pinetown. Ntokazi yangakithi kunjani kodwa?
Ngiyaphila sikunjani?
Ngiyaphila Ntokazi, awusushadile wena usawunde engathi umncane kangaka.
Yo, ngishadile.
Singakusiza kanjani sithando sami?
Ngishade ngokwesintu ngenza icece.
Okay.
Ngino 4 years manje, ngishade ngomnyaka u-22.
Okay.
This year unyaka wesi-4, but sinanyana wami ngakuboni ngasolinye manje.
Okay.
But I'm not expecting ukuphuma emshadweni wami. Ngilindele ukuthi ngihlale.
Okay.
But asibhalanga enkantolo, so bengifisa ukwazi ukuthi since ngangicede kuphela ngalotshula kwaqedwa ngashada. Useva isikhokhazi wesibili. Ngingamlisa ngingathina angifuna ukumlisa but yini engakhombisa ukuthi no ngikhona and ukukhaza kokuqala.
Okay. Ubaba ufuna uthatha umkhwenye umakoti wesibili?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So are you in support of Leo move?
No, but sengize ngimlwise futhi so yeah.
Yo, yabhlungu ke leyo ndaba Ntokazi. Alright, ake siza umntungu ukuthi uthini lapha mntungu uthini wena la mina ngisazi nokuthi ngithini.
Hey, inzima le ndaba.
Inzima kakhulu.
Kodwa siyazi ukuthi la ubaba hayi yena uzomthatha unkosikazi obusibili noma kanjani.
Ayikho right njalo leyo nto mntungu.
Ayikho right.
Nesiko liyasho ukuthi umama wokuqala kumele kube uyena onikeza ipermission in order for le union yesibili ukuthi ibe recognized. So ubaba methi njengoba esho ethi ngeke azamphikise but she's not happy about it. I mean it doesn't sound right.
Absolutely. Usisi ushadile yena. Into engayibeka ukuthi ushadile yena in terms of customary and his marriage is very valid. But now ukuthi avimbele yonke into ukuthi ingahlangahlangani ubaba makashona. Mina advice yami ukuthi register customary marriage yakho. Right? Get it registered and then when you're taking the second wife, now that's when you guys will apply to go to the high court ukuthi ni restructure a marital property regime.
Okay.
If when daddy passes away, this is how it's going to be regulated. Because ilapho ingxabano izoqala khona lapho makaseka hambile ubaba.
All right.
Qala khona lapho.
All right, Mtunga. All right. Mbukeli ngathi ke sengiphelelwe isikhathi. I'm not sure. I think, yeah, I absolutely think sesiphelelwe ilokhuzana isikhathi. Let me quickly take our messages. Mam Juliana and now Baba Mtungu. These were some of the questions that we had. Hlampe ningabachazela on our Facebook page. Utu Fortune Twala, I would like to know if you have separated with your partner who's paid lobola. Can you then go to court for divorce even though you have not registered the marriage? Uti omunye ucela number of that lawyer. Angazi usho yiphi ngoba phela bobabili abameli namhlanje kodwa inamba zabo bobabili zikhona ziyatholakala on our Facebook page. And of course uthi I want to ask people about with polygamous marriage, what does the law say about that? How will the estate of the deceased be split? Hayi ke mbukeli ngebhadi ke we leave it there. Let me thank my guest umam Juliana Socikwa alongside umntungwa uPetrus Khumalo for knowledge yabo abasilethele yona nolwazi namhlanje. Mbukeli lasihlangane next week with another live consumer topic. Yalelo viki uzobe ekhona uSimphiwe from me uMajali uMangqolosi ngithi nginithanda nonke emakhaya nisale kahle.
Yilungelo